Here we are on copywritingcourse.com. So let's take a look at the homepage. We want to pretend that we have searched on Google for consulting as a side job and we come across this page. So first of all, I'm not sure if this is you. And also I don't like the fact that I can't see any sort of branding. So that's pretty much the identity of the website really. So let's have a look. Learn how to write like you speak and sell like hell. Okay, so enter your email address, add me. So I'm not too sure exactly what that is implying, add me. Does that mean I'm just being added to an email list? Or, for instance, if it said get access, am I going to get access to some sort of kind of community? Or maybe download, if the call to action said that, maybe I'd kind of guessed I'm going to be downloading maybe an ebook or something like that. So definitely that call to action could be a little bit more clearer, really. So we've got some testimonials here, and that's really about it. So there's not too much. I see we've just got some kind of blog posts here. It would be nice to know a little bit more about who Copywriting Course is, who has set it up, what is their experience. So I can teach you time-tested formulas, methods and brain hacks that will get you more of what you want. So I'm guessing this is you. It would just be nice if you talked a little bit about yourself, to be honest with you. So I probably wouldn't sign up at this stage unless obviously someone who I trust had linked to this website. I like the design of it. It does look kind of professional and friendly. It's a nice picture. But if I was just searching from Google and I landed on this page, I probably wouldn't. I would probably want to know a little bit more about you and about your experience. I would probably go ahead and read some blog posts. So we've also got the inner page, which I'm not sure if this is the actual landing page that people are going to be landing on when they kind of arrive from Google, but let's just have a look. Okay, wow, so very, very in-depth as it does say. How does consulting work? Okay, brilliant. So I do like kind of pages laid out like this. It's very nice and condensed, even though it's a huge, as you say, meaty post. It's quite nicely condensed. Short lines, headings kind of keep my attention on the page. And we've got some illustrations, which even though they don't look good, they still just kind of keep the reader engaged in the post. So it is a huge post. Let's just have a look down here. If you want to download the ed template, okay. Okay, well, after reading this, I would probably be much more inclined to sign up to what you have to say. I think this is an excellent piece of content marketing. You've really put a lot of time and effort into creating, an incredibly in-depth guide, and it's really nicely formatted. It's very simple in its layout, but it works quite well. I can imagine myself kind of scrolling through it, kind of scanning it. So the only problem is that I've got to keep on scrolling all the way back up to the top to kind of get the contents. It'd be really nice if it was like floating in the corner and I could just maybe navigate. Or as you do see sometimes, you got these kind of floating menus at the top here, and you just kind of like click on it to go to the various different sections. I've seen that being used, which is quite handy, and it's especially for a page like this, which is huge. I really feel that it would be helpful to have a little bit better navigation. So what is the likelihood that they sign up for the email list? Okay, so you get approximately conversion of 4%. I'm just trying to see whereabouts is the call to action. So, okay. So download this entire post plus copies of the templates by clicking below and joining my email list. The most amazing looking graphic. It looks pretty horrible, to be honest with you. Okay, so what do we do? By clicking below. Where? Where do I click? On the image? Ah, right, okay. It's not that obvious, to be honest with you, to click on the image. You know, that is just an image of a book. I wouldn't usually kind of think that clicking on an image of a book is going to sign me up to an opt-in list. Maybe test a button below it instead of just the image. So I also think that I'm not sure if you are placing kind of the call to actions throughout the page. I mean, let's just have a look. So that might be something worth trying as well. So for instance, when you are talking about, you know, the template download, you go to the bottom of the post and it's this thing here. So, you know, maybe you could place lead magnets within each of these sections, and instead of just asking the user to download the entire pack, maybe you could just offer, for instance, you know, the Photoshop document for the Craigslist within the actual post. Maybe that would be worth testing, definitely. But to be honest with you, I mean, this is just kind of a very in-depth, informative guide. It's really going to depend on, you know, whether people find value in this, and I don't really feel that anything to do with the design is going to have too much of an impact. There's only two things that I think that would annoy me if I was browsing this page, and that is, first of all, the navigation. It's such a huge, long, you know, guide that it's a bit hard to navigate, and that would have annoyed me because I don't think, you know, if I was just searching Google for, you know, how to become a consultant on the side, I don't think I would probably be bothered to read I mean, I don't know how many words this must be, but yeah, I probably wouldn't want to read something like this, and that's where the navigation would be helpful. Because, for instance, I don't know, there's some things that I might be interested in, there's some things that I might not be interested in, and it just becomes a bit of a pain, you know, scrolling down and then coming back up. And also, when you do scan the page, it's actually quite hard to see, like, what are the headings, where are the sections starting in the post. You got the headings, but, you know, you're using this kind of a large heading throughout the site, and it is a bit hard to kind of scan the page and see where the different sections are. And maybe you could use kind of some better hierarchy in your text to kind of show that a new section is starting. You know, a good example of that, to make it look maybe a little bit more designed, is look at Quick Sprouts guides. I mean, they're quite nicely designed. I don't know, like content marketing, for instance. So here we go. Here's what they have. Oops, let's get rid of this. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, they, you know, it's kind of using graphics, a bit more, you know, kind of variation in terms of the text as well, just to kind of show that something is the heading. And if we go to like chapter 1, again, you know, for me, it's just laid out a bit better. I do think the design of this just works a bit better, especially for such a long page. You know, just these little kind of buttons here, the different use of color as well to kind of show the headings. So as you can see, you know, just scanning through this, it's quite easy to see where the headings are, where the sections are. And if you scroll down here, you know, I don't really know where the sections are. Some have got underline, some haven't got underline. I'm guessing that these are, but yeah, again, it doesn't really stand out too much. And then the other thing would obviously be the call to action at the bottom of the page. Also, elance.com is, I believe, is now Upwork. Yeah, so Elance joins the Upwork community. So yeah, it's worth just trying to, keep stuff updated, for instance. But I certainly think the call to action here definitely needs to be tested, I think, with different types, and maybe get a better graphic created. You can do it on Fiverr for pretty cheap, as you probably know. So yeah, maybe get something a little bit more glamorous looking. And also try out kind of just, separate lead magnets within the actual entire article, and that are specific to the sections. So like, the PSD template. Someone might not want to, download the whole entire PDF for this if they've already got it here to read. I personally wouldn't. Whereas if I could just literally get my hands on a PSD template, just something very kind of specific to me of what I wanted, it might increase the chance of me subscribing. Because as I said, if I was Googling, there might be some stuff that I already know about this. I might already know about kind of what sites to use, for instance, but I might not know about kind of how to go about charging a retainer or something. So maybe just being able to download the template for that one thing would maybe compel me more to enter my email address. Okay, so hopefully that answers your questions. If you do have any more, then please feel free to ask. Again, very sorry about the delay. I just literally got back from Wales for a funeral. Hopefully it hasn't been too long extra to wait for it. But again, very sorry about that. Okay, that's it. I will end it there.